Alright, so I'm back playing some more Flinthook, and I'm opting to play more on keyboard and mouse for many different reasons, but I have been playing a few more hours. I have played a few more hours of Flinthook, and I have my criticisms ready now. And I still want to really like this game more than I do right now, and one of the reasons is why I'm playing on keyboard and mouse. But let's go ahead and just get the game started before anything. Alright, so I am playing with a keyboard and mouse. Is gonna be a little bit weirder because I'm not used to it yet. I haven't really tried playing with keyboard and mouse yet. Maybe I need to fix the... Is there a thingy to fix the sensitivity? Well, we're gonna see how this works, but... So, main reason why I wanted to switch to keyboard and mouse is just pure accuracy. And as I've said before, the way you control on the on a controller, the same analog stick is used to aim and move at the same time, and it's a pretty big problem in a game like this. So being able to move and shoot in different directions is super important. I can like shoot in any direction without having to walk and shoot. Have a lot more precision and accuracy. For some reason, they don't let you change the controls to like a twin stick configuration. It's like a pretty big problem, in my opinion. And right now what I'm seeing is that for the keyboard and mouse controls, I can't move my mouse further than this circle, which is kind of annoying. I know why they're doing it, it's just so that you know how far your bullets and how far your hooks will reach, but... It's just a little weird playing it like this. So I just have to kind of get used to it. But I'm probably gonna play better. I already, from that first fight, I already feel like I can play the game a lot more accurately. But I also have a problem with certain generation of the level. Just certain parts just seem like impossible or unfair. Not necessarily impossible, it's very unfair. Like the rooms are too harsh for what they are. Oh, I got a really good perk actually. That's one of the main problems you'll see that I run into. Also, certain enemies as well. I think there's one enemy that I just really hate fighting, and if I ever run across them, I'll just say what it is. But I think the bubble mechanic for enemies is kind of weird, where you have to pop them with your hook. Well, it sounds like a good idea in theory. It's just the way that the hook works. The hook tends to auto aim towards these hook things, these golden diamond things. Your hook tends to auto aim towards them. See, I'm trying to like aim it here, but it kind of goes off into its own direction the way it wants to. So I'm like kind of aiming it straight here, and then I'll hook to. It'll auto aim to that hook rather than be super accurate, which is kind of annoying. That's what makes fighting those guys with bubbles a lot more difficult than it should be. And while they're minor nitpicks, I think it still kind of ruins the overall experience after a while. Also, another thing is the ghosts is another problem, I would say. The like ghost-like enemies can be very annoying. Ooh, dodge him. This is already pretty substantial, the change in control scheme. Oh, go away. Like being able just to move backwards and shoot in the opposite direction is so important, but they don't want to give that to people who use controllers. It's a pretty big problem. I think that's like #1 so far. I think that's the #1 thing they really have to change. Because playing on a controller just seems like the inferior way to play, even though I think it's more enjoyable to play on a controller. I just like playing these like platformers on a controller. It just feels right to play them on a controller, but you know, you want the game to feel right to control, or do you want better controls? And it's not like the difference between playing an FPS game on a keyboard or mouse and a controller. It's more like it's a completely different feel to it. I just hate that, knowing that the controller is just the inferior way to play it. Like, objectively. You can still play it and have fun with it, but it's not efficient. So here are the ghosts I'm talking about. These guys are really dangerous. Because even though you just kind of like clip them, it's instant 10 HP. Your character doesn't react to it, you just get subtracted HP just by touching it. So that's a pretty big problem. And I would say the way to fix it for these ghost guys here is to have some sort of defense against them, like maybe take the Mario approach, and if you're facing them, they would stop. You can also do more of like a build-up approach, so if you touch them for too long, you'll take damage instead of just taking damage instantly. I think that would be a really good way to do the ghost instead. Because right now I think the ghosts are they just do too much to hurt the player. Oh my gosh. But even though if they don't change the way the ghosts work, I think it's still okay. It's just more of a nitpick for me. I think also that ties in with the auto-aiming hook towards things. It takes away a lot of precision, as I said before, and with certain rooms where it's super important that you're hooking hooks, I guess. There's certain rooms where it takes a lot of precision, and because of the way the hook works, it's really difficult to actually do them without taking damage. Yeah, if I sound really tired and I'm like slurring my words, because it's freakishly warm right now. It's hard to do anything in warm weather for me. Just get really lazy. And the amount of precision I get just from mouse and keyboard is so different. This is my first time using mouse and keyboard, and I already feel like it's the most optimal way to play. It's unfortunate. I do enjoy playing this game. It's just really fun to play. Just there's just certain smaller things that really annoy me. Alright, yeah, here's... Spikes are pretty hard to see in this game. I know that they're trying to hide it a little bit to make the player pay more attention to their surroundings. I feel like a lot of the graphics meld together too much. Sometimes it's hard to see see certain hazards because of the art direction, and the art's amazing. But when it takes its toll on the gameplay, like visual tells and stuff like that, I don't know. Sometimes it's not that good, even though it looks really nice. But I know it's on purpose that the spikes are kind of they look like background elements. But these spikes here, they're not even the problem. You'll see some later on. It's like playing a different game. I think I've said it so many times already. But oh my god, here are the guys. These guys suck. So this is like a lower tier version. There's like a green color version of these guys that I really hate. So yeah, these guys are very tanky, and they shoot these bombs. But the ones I actually hate is the higher tiered version of them. They have like they're green, and their bombs lay these like fire pillars. I'll try to run into them maybe. They're being really generous right now. When I record, the game is being really nice to me. Yeah, I don't know what the green variants of the enemies are called. I just know they're just harder versions of the same enemies. I'm not sure if they have more health either. They could. And this guy's pretty annoying too. See, on a controller you wouldn't be able to make those like easy split decisions just because of how it works. They even have an animation of him walking backwards. For some reason you can't really do that on a controller. What is their reason? What is your reasoning, Tribute? They really need to patch it. Because that's just the #1 problem. Like, I think everyone agrees is one of the #1 problems. This run's actually going really good for me. They're not giving me like really bad levels so far. Oh, see, there's some spikes you can't freaking see at all. So yeah, there's their problem spikes right there. You only have like a split second to react to it, and you have to listen to it too. Just like, it's really harsh. Oh, there's spikes right there too on the sides. Like, how are you supposed to know? Besides just guessing that a line's gonna hurt you. It's harsh. Harsh trap placement. Have to be paranoid of just lines on the floor now. I haven't even gotten to this boss yet, so wonder if he's gonna be any good or just kind of crappy. The other two bosses, the first one was okay, I think, the worm guy. But the second guy was kind of annoying. I'm not sure if I liked him. Certain rooms like this just really kind of stop the flow. Oh man. Like, you have to play it like super slow. It just ruins the flow of the game. I think that's the main appeal. Main appeal is being able to like hook everywhere really fast. Feel like a badass. There's just certain rooms that strip that away from you. I know there's supposed to be like a roguelike elements of it, because it's trying to kind of embrace that thing that everyone has been doing. I don't know, I think this probably would have been a better experience as like a linear platformer, maybe Mega Man-ish. I don't know, I'm not sure. Can't really say that I'm not enjoying it, because I think the game's awesome, just in terms of mechanics. I don't know, I just want to like the game more than I do right now. And hopefully, down the line, we'll get more... We'll get like patches and stuff to really polish out the problems and balance. You could say that I'm being a little bit too critical of the game, but, you know, we're critical because we care, you know, that kind of thing. We critique things that we want to enjoy more than we are. I just feel like I'm getting super lucky right now. I know this is way more skill-based than a lot of other roguelikes, but I just feel like I'm just getting lucky. Like, luck has really been a factor for me in this. Like, that was easy. There was nothing hard about it. It's like no resistance, really. Maybe because I'm picking the easy ships, and I'm getting lucky that I'm getting easy ships. This is pretty bad already. Oh, this is a really bad room. Not much room to breathe in. Yeah, here's one of the problems I wanted to kind of convey. They don't give you a lot of room to move, even though they give you the tools to move around pretty fast. Let's use this. That ghost is such a problem though, go away. Okay, this room is not fun either. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm out of here. That room sucks. It's a treasure room. And a lot of times, treasure isn't that great. Sometimes the reward is just not that great for how difficult the room is, because the treasure is always kind of random. Oh my gosh. Oh, are you kidding me? Look at this room. Totally fair room. That's what I like to call it. Yeah, this guy... Oh, this is what they were talking about, the thingy. So it's just like a perk that's really good and you get something really bad. I forget what it is usually. Do I want to risk it? Let's do it. Wait, are you kidding me? That's a really shitty perk. Alright, so this is the first time I've ever fought this boss, so let's try him out. Okay. So that's how it works, I guess. Maybe just stay up here? Do nothing, just stay up here? Oh, never mind. What a dick! God damn it. Can you stop doing that? Can you open the freaking thing? Just taking damage. See what I mean about the auto aim? It didn't aim at the bubble. Sometimes I don't get a lot of momentum from the freaking swing. God damn it. God damn it, come on, man. Yeah, just keep taking damage. Constantly. And lose. Alright, so that was a pretty good run. At least I got to the boss. And I know kind of how to fight the boss, but man. Still, my criticisms are still there. I still haven't seen some of the stuff I I really hate so far, like that enemy with the fire pillars and bullshit, but yeah, I still really like the game. I think it's just awesome to play. There's just little problems that like kind of creep up on it. Piss me off. But we'll see if the game gets future patches that really change up the game, which I think Tribute is pretty known for doing. I think Mercenary Kings has changed a lot. It's still not like amazing, but it got better from when it was in early access. And hopefully I could say the same about Flinthook down the future. And maybe also do some recordings of it. Maybe when a big patch hits or something. Or whenever I feel like it. We'll see. But yeah, Flinthook is pretty cool though. I just really like the game. I just wish I can like it. I could love it. I wish I could love it.